this is Isabella the bus.
Hey everybody, Julio here with Isabella the bus again. I'm going to go over what I am working on today. So I'm going to continue working on the countertops that I started in one of our other videos. And I have hit it with a 60 grit coarse sanding pad and my orbital sander here that I got. Maybe wondering why I went so heavy on the grit. Well, there was the wood that was here was not level from when we had it installed. So I used a heavy grit just so I could sand it down really quickly and try to get it level. And then I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to my finer sanding pads, and then I'm gonna smooth that out some. So don't think just because I'm using that heavy grit that I'm gonna leave it like that and finish it that way. That is not my plan. I am still debating and talking to Kate about what we're gonna do, as far as finishing it. I still have some milk paint. Let's see if I have it here actually. Yep. I still have some milk paint left. So what this is, sorry, milk paint is the brand. This is actually half and half of tung oil and citrus solvent. It's from the Milk Paint Co. I love this brand. We love this tung oil. It's our preference. If you saw my previous video, you saw though it is kind of a pain to continuously seal the wood. Let's see, apply to surface, allow to soak in, allow to stand 20 to 40 minutes between coats. Could take about 2 to 4 hours. So I guess what I said before, it needing a minimum of 4 up to 24 hours, that wasn't exactly correct. So I apologize for giving the wrong information. I was trying to go off the top of my head, but here it says, should say take about 2 to 4 hours for it to sit. So I got a good amount of this stuff left, and I'm wondering if when I applied it the first time, I did a really light sand, and I'm wondering if the sand that I did just wasn't rough enough, so that way this didn't adhere or soak into the wood as much as it should have. So I think I'm gonna try this again because I have so much of it still, and we really do like it. It's a all natural product, and the way that it smells and the way that it looks, it really just brings out the color of the wood. We really like it. So I think I'm gonna try this again, and then depending on how that goes, we may just do some poly over that. We'll see. So that's what we're gonna work on today. Alright y'all, I am just about done rough sanding it, so I'm going to go over it with the fine sandpaper now. I think I have a 220 grit, and I'm going to go over all the parts that I just used the 60 grit on. I'm going to smoothen it out, and then we'll get on to oiling or finishing it. Alright, time to wipe everything down, and then I'm going to go ahead and try this half and half milk paint, tung oil, and citrus solvent one more time, and we'll see what we like. See if we like the results or if we want to go with something else. That's what it looks like right now, prior to the mixture going on there. It smells so good. You have to see why we love this milk paint product so much. Look how pretty the wood is now. You can see here it's already starting to absorb into the wood, which is good. That's what we want. And while we're here, I'll show you our massive sink that we have in here. We absolutely love it. We are a family of 6, so the bigger the sink for us, the better. Okay. Since I'm abandoning using the sander on the reflective tape stickers on the outside of the bus, and I'm waiting for the half and half oil that I put down on the one side of the countertops to dry, I am going to go ahead and start on another project. It's not my intention to do multiple projects at once, but I'm limited on the tools that I have with me and available because of, again, not having an actual power source with me. So another project I was going to work on was taking off the all of this front part of the bus. Let me show you here. We're taking all this off. We wanted this to have been custom built as well. Guess what? That did not get done either. So we're gonna do it. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna start taking this off. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. Everybody hands go up, and they stay there. Supporter. Well, that looks like pretty much. So I just got this off, and oops, sorry. That looks like pretty much wasted space to me, so I'll take it. Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. But thanks to all your haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. In your city, fade off the brown. Seeing that she got more class. Swimming in the money, come and find me. Always at the club, you know I ball. Hollywood go. Go. Hey Hollywood. Hey Hollywood go. Go. While I'm singing this love song, she got me up all night. Constant drinking and love songs, she got me up all night. Falling out in these love songs, she got me up all night. She's got me up all night, yeah. She's got me up all night. She's got me up all night. Got me up all night. Got me up all night, ayy. Okay. Frustrations all around. Let me show you. So I have been working on trying to remove this front portion of the bus. So I got this first metal piece off pretty good. Trying to get this piece off, I need a longer drill bit to get those screws off up there. Not a big deal. However, I have all the screws off this whole black part right here, right? Except there are screws behind here all the way down. So then I get up here and I'm like, okay, maybe I can reach these if I just take off the little trim pieces that they had there. The screws are behind and underneath the plywood from the flooring. I am very frustrated because we originally wanted this done as part of the bus conversion. Trying not to complain, just trying to push through and be positive, but man, it is frustrating because I'm just having to work harder to do these things myself. If I had just done it myself in the first place. So I'm gonna keep working at it and hope I can get to something. After taking off some more of the trim that they had here, I'm able to pull this wainscoting back carefully and get to where I need to be. I think we'll see. The good thing is I have not painted this wood yet or decided. We may have to rebuild this part out anyways, because ultimately what I'm trying to do is bring this all forward this way. I'm gonna redo the steps because obviously they haven't been touched yet. They're still the green, rubbery, water resistant material that's on here right now. I want to replace those, and then I want to shorten them. So I want to bring this whole piece out probably, I don't know, 6 inches or so, just to maximize on space. All right. I don't know if you saw that. Right here was the little bus light that originally came on the bus that they reinstalled. So that part was nice, but it was holding me back from pulling the rest of this off. And I'm not really trying to pull it off all the way, as opposed to just giving me access to these screws that are back here. And it looks like now that I'm able to get to these screws, I'll be able to take these pieces off now, hopefully. They're such short screws, and this one in particular I can actually get to, but it's stuck. I mean, seriously, these are like 1/2-inch screws that are an absolute pain. So I got them all out except the one over here in this closest corner to me, but let's see. I'm not quite sure what's hanging me up now. Hey. So now I'm being held up by this one screw that, of course, is stuck. I think I got it. Whew. I can see this whole piece coming forward now, all because of this little, I don't even know if this one's a full half inch. Looks like it might even be broken. This little half-inch screw. It's keeping this whole thing. Oh my god. Okay. So. Hey everybody, I am back at the bus. I want to give you another walk around of the front of the bus after I primed it a week later, just to give you an idea of how everything's stuck. So let's take a look here. And we'll see how well everything adhered. Again, it feels like it adhered pretty good. All looks well. I can't complain. I'm gonna go inside here and show you what I started working on last week, and then we will continue to press on. You can see, so originally there was a box that was right here that quite literally just had a door that was maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches deep. It was nice. It was a nice little storage area, but now that I have this completely open, you can see there's so much more space in here that I could build out deeper. They just go straight down. I mean, there's the headlight assemblies right here, but I could probably just build this out from here straight back to the exterior frame. So I would have a lot more room, and that would be great because we really struggle with shoe storage. So having more space for the shoes would be absolutely awesome. And this is the box I was telling you about that I removed. It's about 4 or 5 inches. It's not that deep. So yeah, I freed up all that space. All right, everybody. So my plan for today is to check my countertops here, see if they are sealed well enough or if they need one more coat. Then I'm going to swing over to this countertop. I'm going to sand this one down. Same steps. Start applying the half and half milk paint, the tung oil and citrus solvent mixture to that. While that's drying, I'm going to hop back over to, not sure which part I'm going to work on first, either the door there. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is going to go ahead, I'm going to continue to work on the steps. I got a few screws removed on the bottom step, but then they started stripping. They've been there quite a while, and just from all the weathering and everything that they've taken, I should have expected it. Not a big deal. I just didn't have my drill to drill them out, and a hammer and a mallet and all that stuff last time. So I have all the tools that I should need. My plan is, we have some extra LVP. We use the luxury vinyl plank from Lowe's, and I believe it's the Oak Dove color. I could be wrong, but I'll double check on that. But we still have some left over from the build, so I would love to do something else, but if I have this extra flooring, I might as well use it. I'm gonna put the vinyl planking down there where the green and silver is. I'm literally just gonna pull that up, put some flooring underlayment, and then I'm gonna put the vinyl plank on. So should be pretty quick and simple. We'll see. It's never quick and simple in a bus, so let's get started. out, so I just went ahead and decided to go ahead and throw another layer over on this side of the countertop. Figure worst case scenario, it's not going to hurt to have an extra layer as opposed to putting some of the mixture on there and seeing if it was absorbent or not. I figure I might as well just throw another layer. It only takes, I don't know, it took me maybe a minute to wipe it all down, so it's not going to hurt. And now I'm going to start sanding and working on the other side. Alright y'all, this side was a lot easier and quicker to sand. It was a smaller area and I didn't have to worry about trying to even out the wood because it didn't have the bowing like the other side did. So I'm ready to go ahead and start sealing it off with the tung oil mixture I have. Hey everybody, I just finished the first layer or coat of sealant on this side of our kitchen. It went a lot faster because sanding was it was a smaller area. I didn't have to worry about the bowed wood in it like on the other side, so I didn't have to level it out. And the bonus was that since this side is where the stove was and I hadn't cleaned up that little area around for all the little gunk of food that was there, I was able to just sand it off with the wood. So that was killing two birds with one stone. Alright, so while that's drying, it says I think it's about 40 minutes. I'll go back, wipe off whatever's on top, and then basically reapply another coat. A minimum of 40 minutes. So while that's going, I'm going to go over here and start working on the steps. Alright guys, so I mentioned before I had some difficult screws that wouldn't come out, that were just stripping or they were just way too tight in there. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it to budge. So I have this 5/32 Bosch carbide tip drill that I'm just going to go ahead and try to drill these screws out, and let's hope it works. Alright y'all, fingers crossed. What I'm going to do is I have a hammer and chisel. Since I got the hole down fairly deep, at least past the head of the screw, maybe I can just hammer and chisel off the head, and then at least I'll just have the rest of the screw to get out from the bottom, but that should be easier because I might be able to just hammer that through. So yeah, that's what we're going to try next. Well, I wasn't able to drill through it, but I was able to get under the head of the screw enough to where I could grab it with my plier and then just twist it off that way. So, hey, I'll take it. I only have a bunch more to go. I just hope that they're all not stripped like that one was. Oh my goodness, got this little guy out. Let's see. That's the last screw that I see. I was wrong. There's one more. At least. Minimum. I'm gonna have to take this panel off. I was kind of avoiding taking it all the way off yet, but I think it is time. One step closer. Wow. If that tells you how strong these are, these screws are in here, it broke the head to my screwdriver. I strongly hope that was the last screw. My hand is hurting. My drill that I brought just didn't work. It was an old drill that I had. I was hoping it would work. It didn't work. So what I'm doing to get the screws out, because they're stuck or stripping, either or, I'm actually using a hammer and a chisel to dig under the green stair tread and dig out around the screw so there's enough of the head showing so I can get my vice grip pliers in there and manually twist it. But it is killing my hand. Ugh. So let's see how this goes here. Up, something's keeping me hung up on this side. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm here, I got time today, I might as well go for it. Okay, I love you. I promise you I'll put this all back together the way that it was. Or better. We didn't like this shelf anyways. It was kind of we didn't know what we wanted to do with it, so this gives us such an opportunity to change it if we want. Remove the last piece of wood that should be holding me up from pulling up this green stair tread. So it should come up now. Let's see. Alright, y'all. First off, I'm apologizing for the switch up in video quality here. I had to pull out my phone. My memory died on my camera. My back is killing me. Let me show you what I'm working on here. I found rust. So, when the bus conversion company that we had doing our bus originally took out all the floors and everything, they said that it was the most rust-free bus that they had ever seen. So that was great. I'm not surprised that I found rust here, because from the pictures they showed us, there was like absolutely zero rust, but they never redid the steps. And with this being the high traffic area, plus being right next to the door, I'm not surprised that there's rust at all. So let me show you here. I did end up finding a couple more screws that were not letting me pull this up. But it's not too bad. The rust isn't horrible. Right here, this spot's pretty bad. If I sand it down, I'll get a better idea of how bad that spot is, but I really don't think it's going to be too bad. It shouldn't be anything that I can't just sand down and then cover in like Rust-Oleum or some type of product like that. So I'm very happy that I pulled it up and that we're going to redo the steps because I would not feel comfortable leaving the steps like that for a long time. So yeah, I just you know, it's our home. I don't want rust in our home. I want it to look pretty and clean. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. In order to get there, I had to take off all the trim that was along here, the wainscoting that was on here. There is more plywood like this that was attached to here with liquid nails. So that was a pain in the butt. So yeah, took off the trimming, the wainscoting, more plywood, got all that off. All the screws out of the stair tread to get that off. This part surprisingly came up pretty easy. I don't know if you can tell, there is some lines from where they use liquid nails or some type of silicone or something to help keep the stair tread on. That part actually came up really easy. The screws were the biggest pain in the butt, so once I got those up, all is well. I haven't watched too many step videos on Skoolies. If you guys have any better ideas, let me know. So, but that's where I'm at right now, and eventually I'll put the wainscoting and everything back up. To be honest, I'm kind of even wondering if I want to put the wainscoting back on. I'm considering just taking this plywood off and putting a thin sheet of plywood, because this is doing nothing for insulation or anything. Quite honestly, it's just giving the wood that's there something to grab on, the wainscoting that's there something to grab onto. But if I just put a thin piece of plywood and use some self-tapping metal screws just like they had in there in the first place, I don't really see any issue. So maybe I'll paint that with Rust-Oleum too and then put some plywood over that. I don't know. It seems like it would be a lot easier to do it that way than to put 3 to 4 layers of wood, plus I'll be saving on some weight. So things for me to process. But for right now, I am going to go ahead and put this back down just in case it rains, so there's some type of protection here, even though it's obviously not doing much. And then I'm gonna go put on another layer of this tung oil on my other side of my countertops that I'm working on, and that's what we're gonna leave for today. I've been out here for maybe 2 hours, but I got this stair really wore me out. It could be because we went on like a 3-mile hike this morning. That could be why as well. But yeah, I'm over it today, so that's what I'm leaving it with. Talk to y'all later.